What do you think an analytics team in an organization can do to foster that mentality? I know a lot of them are already stretched thin as far as these are the weekly reports I need to get out. Monday mornings are a disaster because I got to report the previous week. And now you're telling me I need to help, the rest of the organization understand more about what I'm doing. But in all honesty, I think that's important to do. But what are some of the things that they could do?
It's a great question, and I think it's a chicken and egg effect. In that the more we avoid driving data literacy and embracing people, the more work that is thrust upon our shoulders, which makes it harder to get more people involved, which puts more work on our shoulders, which makes it's somewhere along the line the cycle has to be broken, and someone has to say, well, wait a minute, all these things that are keeping me from educating the rest of the business are are not helping get that off of my shoulders, that burden off of my shoulders. And so in order for it to work, someone has to break that cycle, and we have to say, um, it is worth investing the time and slowing down. And this is a problem with lots of jobs, and we face it internally as well. It's like, it's just faster for me to do it. Yeah, in the short term, but in the long term, those debts add up to the point where it's not faster for us to do it. And so we have to be okay saying, it's going to be a little slower for me to teach to do this, but in the long run, it's going to be so much more efficient, because if I'm able to raise the level of data literacy of my internal customers, then we get to a point where a lot of the things that I'm spending my day doing, they can self-service, because now I've gotten them to the point where they can start answering some of these basic and intermediate questions themselves. I've taught them to be able to do that, and I should feel really good about that. And the awesome thing is now that frees me up to use my experience and knowledge to work on even more complex and questions and answers and problems to solve. And that's really where we should be putting our brain power, but we're not, because we're so caught up in the cycle of doing um, a lot of things that ultimately we should be comfortable with the business self-serving, but we can't until we can slow down to educate them so that they can do it. And again, it's this: if we can't break this cycle, it's never going to happen.